Financial G-Spot on the Whatever It Takes Network. I'm Robyn Crane, and I'm here with a special guest today. I have Maria Whalen with me. Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here on the show, the Financial G-Spot. And by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, the Financial G-Spot is all about focusing on that specific area so that you can have a money orgasm, so you can feel great about money. I know it's a little bit crazy and silly, but it's true. You deserve it. So I brought Maria on because Maria has you have a ton of success, and I'm going to read some of your bio so they know who they're talking to and can be very impressed by you. So let me read some of this. Okay. As the pioneer of true individual health freedom, Maria Whalen is transforming alternative and Western medicine worldwide. After battling back from near death and healing herself completely of so-called incurable diseases, Maria created her groundbreaking Invincible Wellness System. Maria reveals how to become your own doctor and gain complete control of your own health so you can never become sick again. The Invincible Wellness System frees you from today's healthcare system, giving you complete and total independence. So thank you so much for being here. I want to hear more about what you do, but I love that. Tell me a little bit about curing yourself. I want to hear your story.
Oh, goodness. That's a long story, and we don't have time for the whole story, so I'm going to try to nutshell it for you. I mean, basically, I spent many years kind of having the small illnesses, you know, the ones that we kind of tolerate or we think that's just normal. And at a young age, and then I was a professional boxer. I actually boxed competitively.
What?
I know.
No way.
I always get off stage and people go, "Don't hurt me." I'm like, that was when I was 18. I'm not going to hurt you anymore.
But when I was 18, I would smash your face in.
Very much.
That's right.
But I was definitely a fighter. You know, I had that fighter mentality, the instinct, the whole thing, and I was really strong, so I could push through a lot. And of course, I looked healthy because I looked healthy on the outside. I was really physically fit.
Yeah.
And then I got married very young. I was 20 when I got married.
Wow.
And yeah, we did a big move, moved away from my family. That was really hard for me. Sorry, I'm a swiveler on my chair.
That's okay.
Making you dizzy, tell me. And let's see. So I spent about 9 years with my health really declining, and I literally had a list a mile long of diagnoses, and
Jeez.
they're the ones that you hear now are pretty typical. And I mean, now even when I have people come through my program and I do a health assessment, I'm constantly going, "Oh yeah, I had that. I forgot." You know, my list was so long.
Wow.
And,
give me like 3 big ones.
Yeah, so at the end I got, you know, they got bigger and bigger, of course, as the snowball effect happens. And, you know, my doctor was kind of my central command. You know, he would send me out to the thousands of specialists. I went all over the place. I was always going to who the top person was and, you know, that kind of thing. And new medicines, new procedures, new testing. You know, if you've ever been through that gamut, you get really sick of it. And, you know, my medical file, just the stuff I had at home, paperwork was this thick, you know.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a full-time job to manage all that.
Yeah.
And so I just got really exhausted of being sick, and you know, my doctor knew that really, like, you know, I was kind of used to this rigmarole, and I kind of joked every time I saw him, like, yeah, whatever, give me a new diagnosis. What, you know, what's worse, right? So then I got 3 rare autoimmune diseases, and you know, one of them was a nerve tumor type disease. So I was supposed to have nerve tumors up and down my spine, be totally debilitated kind of thing. Another one was more common. It's called lupus. Everybody kind of knows that one is. And the third one was one that actually sent me into comas, and I was in a coma like every other week.
What?
And
so how long?
That took really the life out of me because.
But, I mean, how long were you in the like you'd be in a coma for a day or for?
It was different every time. We never knew, and I never knew what was coming out of it. And
you'd like wake up and you're like, Tuesday was the last day I remember. Like, no, it's Friday. Oh my God!
Literally, they didn't
scary.
last too long, but you know, in the beginning, it was rush to the emergency room, go through the whole gamut, you know, end up with MRIs, and then we don't know what's wrong with you, and you know, the whole thing. And after a few years of that, go ahead.
Oh, did you have health insurance? Because you're self-employed now. I was curious. I mean, you must have, but was that a whole nother?
Then it didn't matter. And, you know, I did pay, I had a cash file because my doctor did tell me I always lived in fear of not being able to get insurance if anything ever happened. So I had it through my husband's work at the time.
Oh, that's
well, but it doesn't matter, you know.
But did it break? I mean, did it break you financially? I'm just curious. Like, as doing all that, the exhaustion, the time, that's hard enough. But I'm just wondering if it also had a toll on your finances.
Sure. Oh yeah, of course. But you know, when it's a life or death thing,
right? Doesn't matter.
You just do it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, it did. But you know, honestly, for me, I was so sick of watching my friends and family look over me, and it's like if I ever lay in a bed situation now, I freak out because I'm like, I don't ever want to be there again. Because it's miserable to watch people looking over you, and they're suffering because they're watching you suffer, and they feel helpless. So anyway, really.